All right, this is how to achieve spinal tractioning through hanging leg raises. So what is spinal tractioning? First off, I learned about it mainly from a guy named Louie Simmons, legendary strength coach. Rip Louie Simmons, died this year. That was a heavy loss in the strength community. He was really a pioneer in many ways. And one of the biggest things that he brought to the strength world was a machine called the reverse hyperextension. The reverse hyperextension achieved spinal tractioning, and I will show you how. I don't have this machine. It is thousands of dollars and it takes up a lot of space, so I don't have it. But I can show it, and there's a way to do it with hanging leg raises. So the reverse hyperextension machine, what you would do, you would lay on a pad, and it would be taller than this, and it would be designed perfectly, but I can show it on this box here. So you would lay belly down on a pad. Boom, belly down. Then there would be a strap that'd be tied to your legs. So imagine both my legs were, underneath me, and I can't show it because the box would be in the way, so I'll show it with one of them to the side. But both my legs would have a strap, somewhere about right there, and this strap would pull my legs this way, as my upper body's here, and my arms would be anchored to something like this. So you see, well, you probably can't see, but my feet are free floating right now. And so if I had something tied to my legs and I held my upper body stationary and the thing on my legs are pulling me that way, it's going to pull me, my legs, like this. And you can probably see, or go even further, boom, my back, my spine is starting to round right now. And so it's being pulled apart because my legs are being pulled that way. So my hips are being rotated and pulled. So what's happening from a spinal perspective is I got my vertebrae here, right? And as my feet pull this way and my hips rotate down because my feet are going that way, like this, right? These vertebrae, as I'm laying here, are being pulled apart just a little bit. Just a little bit. They're being pulled apart. And then what Louie would have you do, because he was, again, a strength guy, is he found a way to involve strength into this. So Louie said, what if we lay down? What if we pull these legs forward to the point that my low back is being extended, is being pulled apart, and then add resistance to it as I extend my legs back out, like this. So Louie's machine would have you go like this. And obviously I can't show it very well because I got a makeshift setup. But if both legs were being pulled and I was a little bit higher off the ground, my hips would rotate, my spine would pull apart, and then as I come back, as I bring my legs back in line with my body, those muscles then, and those vertebrae and all those muscles, right there along your posterior chain are going to tighten. So Louie basically found a way to lengthen out your spine, because of our posture and whatnot. Our spines are kind of compressed, and over time gravity does that too. It's kind of a normal thing. It's not nothing to be real concerned about, but especially if you lift weights, maybe it is, if you got barbells on your back all the time and you're pulling weights off the floor all the time. So he found a way to pull your spine apart. They got inversion tables and different things for it, but this did it too. And then strengthen those vertebrae and strengthen those muscles. So he called it the reverse hyper machine, and he really kind of put spinal tractioning on the map. I'm sure there's more history to it, and I'm sure there's more to it. But that is my understanding of spinal tractioning, mainly from Louie Simmons. So, if you don't have the machine, and even if you do have the machine, that works the backside muscles, okay? The hanging leg raises, if you do it a certain way, will work the front side muscles the same exact way. How does it do it? I'm going to take my shirt off so you can see exactly what's happening here. So if I get on this bar, what I can do is I can, here I'm rotating my hips under at first. I'm going to show if I rotate my hips under like this first. And if you think about it, that would be kind of compressing the vertebrae together because I'm pulling them up. I'm pulling them together as I go. Okay, so I'm all tight and pulled together. Now I'm going to let go. So I just let gravity, I'm turning a little so you can see it better. I just let gravity take me from here to there. So that is kind of what I was talking about with the reverse hyper, in terms of you can allow those vertebrae to stretch and strengthen and stretch and strengthen and stretch and strengthen. So you can just do a hanging leg raise where I'm just hanging here totally limp, I'm totally extended. And the first thing I'm going to do is rotate those hips and tighten up that spine and then pull my knees. At the bottom, I'm going to let it go again. Totally relaxed. Then I'm going to rotate my hips and pull my knees. So you can get in a really good rhythm here of spinal tractioning. By allowing those hips to drop as you're overhead and your legs come down, let them drop, let gravity pull you apart, then tighten up, first at the hips and abs, then pull your knees. That is a way to do some good spinal tractioning with no machine, little to no equipment. You can do it on a tree, and it's probably a little bit easier than the actual reverse hyper machine. That's all she wrote.